Hell yeah. Okay, so where would you like to begin? Let's get your background in the field.
In the field? Okay. What do you mean?
Like in your field of what you do, how'd you get started? What got you interested in it? Things like that.
I'm a chemist, so like I went to school for a bachelor's of science with a major in chemistry and I don't know, just basically like I'm good at math. I realized at like a young age that not a lot of people are good at math without trying too hard. So I should probably do something that has to do with math. But like a mathematician doesn't like make a lot of money, you know what I mean? So I think the goal was like the financial freedom to like do the things I want to do. And I'm good at math, so chemistry is basically just math.
That's cool as hell, actually. I didn't see it like I never until you said that I didn't picture chemistry being like a huge math like I didn't know math played that much of a part in chemistry.
I mean, like it's cooking and stuff, you know what I mean? Like you have to actually add things and this and that, but it's like to find out how much you add or what you want to add, you have to do a lot of math.
Well, damn, I'm glad I didn't take that path. Uh, well, that's cool. All right, so how much does chemistry play a role in vaccines and viruses?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm not a biologist. I'm a chemist, so I don't know a lot about like how viruses come about or how like they what they do inside your body or where they bind and things like that. But I do know a lot about like FDA drugs. I know a lot about like what it takes to get approval and things like that. So when it comes to like people being like, "Oh, you don't have the vaccine, you're an anti-vaxxer." It's like, no, I understand that vaccines work in theory. Like the idea that they're presenting is a proven idea. This is a thing. We already do this with a lot of other vaccines. But from a chemist's standpoint, somebody like me goes to work every day and they make this and it leaves the lab and goes into somebody's body. And so I know that everything I make in the lab, maybe not at my job right now, but I worked at another lab where we made peptides, and it was like commercial drug products. So when I got done making it, it got sealed and sent out, and people bought it and they put it in their bodies. So in order for us to do that, we had to go through a very lengthy FDA approval process. So that means you have to get validated, you have to get registered, and the FDA does all this testing to see that it works well, it does what it says it's supposed to doing. And on top of that, to see that the chemist, like the actual person going in there and making it, did it in a way that there's no impurities, there's no unknown impurities, like the purity spec is where it's supposed to be or what they intended it to be. So like there's just a lot of stringent rules before it actually goes into somebody's body. So I have no problem with the idea of the vaccine or that the idea that this type of vaccine is supposed to work, but I don't want to get the vaccine until it's FDA approved. It's not FDA approved right now. All they said is it's approved for emergency use, which means it's not registered and it's not validated. And I just don't feel comfortable that somebody like me is going to work and they're making this for the first time in their life and it's going straight into somebody's body. Like I want them to make a kilo batch times three and it to get validated, registered with the FDA before I'm going to be like, okay, they know what they're doing and they're making it well. And it's like got all the regulations under control. So that's how I feel about the vaccine.
Well, damn, I do concur with everything you just said, except I didn't know a lot of it at all. Also, I forgot, did we even mention your name? Can we do that?
Yeah. Okay. My name's Jessica.
I'm sorry. Okay, this is the homie. I went to high school with her. She's a baller, badass. Sorry for the. I'm this is my first interview type thing. I've never
No, this is
done an
cool.
introduction before. You're dope. She's a cool person. All right, so you said there was two things that the FDA had to do for it to go and get put into the people's bodies before it. So it had if it says FDA approved, there was two things you said. Was it registered,
Yeah. So it has to get registered and then it has to get validated.
validated?
Let's say like I used to make peptides, right? So let's say we would make kilo batches for certain commercial products. So like somebody comes in and they say, hey, we want this amino acid chain, and like in this order, and like that's a peptide, and it's, let's say some of them were like blood pressure medication, for example. Like that was one of the ones that we did. So it was like, okay, we go to the customer comes to us and they say, we want to make this blood pressure medication, but we need the peptide from you guys because you guys are an FDA approved lab. And we say, okay, yeah, give us the recipe. And we do like some R&D on it, some like research and development. So like it goes through phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. But like, let's say it's already done with all that and it's we think it's awesome and we're going to use it, we're going to make it. We have to go to the FDA and we say, hey, we propose that we want to make kilo batches of this commercial product and actually put it on the market for commercial availability. They say, okay, that's cool. You want to make kilo batches? You're going to have to make us, just us, 2 kilo batches, 1 kilo batch to get registered and 1 kilo batch to get validated. And that's like a 2-year process, maybe a 1.5-year process if you're really on top of your stuff. And that's the only thing this lab has on its agenda. Like we have a bunch of commercial products. We can't just do it all in once type thing, you know? But let's say you were like, it's super important, like the COVID vaccine. They're like, we're going to make only this. We're going to only worry about this right now. They need to make a full batch. And if like, I don't know that the vaccines are kilo batches. Maybe they're like 100 kilo batches. I have no idea. You know what I mean? It's like, it depends on the capabilities of the lab. Like how big is the lab? How big is their instrumentation? Like how much can they process? So like you have to make whatever your normal size batch is, you have to make that batch twice.
Holy moly.
And it doesn't go into anybody's body. It just goes to the FDA for testing.
Okay.
Yeah. So like the fact that they're getting emergency approval, it doesn't mean that they're FDA approved. And so
it's sketchy.
If it gets FDA approved, then I don't have an excuse not to get it. But until it's FDA approved, I don't see a point in going and getting it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you're young and healthy, you know?
Yeah, and like, it's just really hard for me because it's somebody like me that goes to work and makes this.
I feel you.
I don't feel comfortable going to work and making something for the first time and it going straight into somebody's body. I don't know why anyone would.
That's a lot of pressure. That's freaky.
You just don't know, like, until you've done it. Like, chemistry is great, and like, you have these ideas like this should work and that should work in theory. But when you come to like the practicality of it, like it doesn't always work. Like I look at it like, okay, yeah, I know chocolate cake is a thing and we can make chocolate cake 1,000 different ways. But if you have a brand new chocolate cake recipe, it could make a chocolate cake, but is that chocolate cake going to taste good? I don't want to be a taste tester. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's other avenues for them to find out if it's a good recipe or not. And it doesn't include going in my body.
I feel that. Okay, how do you feel about the messenger RNA? This is the first time this has been used, right?
Well, I mean, I don't think it's the first time it's been used, but it's definitely like I said, a new recipe. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. Because these are types of vaccines have been proven in other scenarios or other like diseases and stuff, but this is just a new recipe, and like anything that's brand new, it needs to go through registration and validation.
Do you have any specific concerns about the new technology?
I just think that they're preying on people who don't know. Like they're like, all of a sudden there's like a lottery going on in California. Like the government is like, oh, we'll give, I think it's like 50 people $30,000 at random if you like upload your vaccine card. There's just like all these little ways that they're like, I feel like preying on people who are like disadvantaged or like less educated. And I just feel like that is just like increases the sketchy level like so much.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's just crazy to me. I'm like, why are you trying to prey on these people? You know what I mean?
I feel that. I am so sorry. I thought for some reason biology. Okay, so when you said I'm not a biologist, I was like, oh fuck, that's different. I forgot. That's not like.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot.
No, it's cool. People get confused. They just hear science and they're like, oh, you're science. Okay.
All right, so we would both be speculating then if we talked about the origin. We don't even have to go there if you don't want to.
I mean, I don't know anything. I know like people have like their ideas and stuff about like conspiracies and things like that. But I just think like when there's a conspiracy, it's hard for me to accept because people are bad liars and they're bad at keeping secrets. So like if this was made in a lab, it couldn't just be one person. It would be a lot of people involved. And at that point, you'd have whistleblowers or you'd have people like they'd know what's good. Whereas here we don't really have any like evidence. We don't have anybody like I was there in the lab. I saw like you know what I mean? Like you can't get everyone to be quiet. That's just not I don't believe in that.
Right. Okay.
But I think
I
about
have no
it,
idea either.
who's benefiting from that? Like to make the virus and stuff like that. I feel like
Jeff Bezos?
I don't know.
Plastic, yeah, true.
Yeah, like
Damn.
I think about like before COVID and stuff, it was like the wave to be like reduce, reuse, recycle. Like everyone was putting in those like water fountains and things like that to like refill your water bottles, like all that stuff. And then now you look at people, it's like we go through masks like no other, trash that shit every day. And then like you look at like single use things, like people do not want to reuse anything. Like all the water fountains are shut down, you have to buy a bottle, like you know what I mean, like weird stuff. I'm like, oh man, if you really think about who's benefiting, like it's corporations, not really governments.
Absolutely. I didn't think about that. The plastics angle. That's wild.
It's making people buy stuff they wouldn't normally buy.
Right. It got me too. I never bought hand sanitizer just to keep in my vehicle, and I'm doing it.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, all right. What do you miss most about when before like May last year, January, February, March, maybe March? I mean,
I haven't played basketball since COVID, pretty much. Like
oh
I
yeah,
think
you
I
were in a
played one
league.
time. I played with fucking Johnny or whatever and his homies at the park. And like literally that was like one of the first times I've ever played at the park. Like I'm so spoiled. I just played in gyms my whole life, you know? So
Wow.
like that was interesting, but like I just really miss playing in the gym. I miss having a ref. I miss like just playing legit basketball, you know?
Balling on them motherfuckers. Yeah, I feel you. All right, so basketball.
Yeah, I miss basketball just a lot. It's just like a lot different not having your sport or like thing. Like I miss the schedule of like, okay, it's Wednesday night. I got a game to go to. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I miss like freaking movies and stuff. I know this shit's open, but I'm like, is it really open? If I go to the movie theater, is it open for real? I don't know. Okay, is the sun a star or a planet?
It's a star, bro.
Okay, what's the difference? Because it just gas?
Like so first you were like, oh, biology. Now you're like astrology, like astronomy.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I'm just a chemist. I don't know. I could tell you about the elements. I could tell you how to make some meth, but no, I'm just kidding. I can't make meth. But like, yeah, basically stuff like that. I'm
Okay.
not super smart about all the sciences.
So it is a star, though. I believe you. Is glass really a liquid?
Okay, yeah. I
It
mean,
is?
like, I don't know, like in chemistry, they define things really in absolutes. So like what we define it as or what we say it is, like that's not common terms. That's not like layman's understanding. That's like specifics, like you know what I mean?
Like I'd have to go to school to figure this shit out? Y'all talking code all the time?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's like if I was to write an academic paper, I might write things a certain way, but I wouldn't say those things in common like passing because it doesn't make sense. Like it's as if it was like a figure of speech, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
What is the most interesting thing you've discovered or come across in your career path?
Interesting thing. I mean, I've only worked in a couple labs, so like I did some research at my alma mater. I did like amide production, which is like basically I took this like really old fashioned like reaction and it's like done with a lot of acid. There's a lot of like worker safety hazards. It's not very green or sustainable. And so we just like revitalized that reaction so that it was less like hazardous and more sustainable. And that was cool and everything, but I didn't like it was like my first lab experience, you know, like I just kind of was like following the rules. Like I wasn't exactly like too informed of like how things were going. Like I didn't make too many decisions myself. And then I moved to like the FDA lab where I was making peptides. I learned a lot of stuff there about FDA and like what it means to have a drug on the market or to like put a drug in your body. Like, you know what I mean? Like it goes through a lot of things before it gets to us. And people cut corners, even if you're an FDA lab, if you're not getting audited every single day, which you can't, there's definitely things that people look at each other and just kind of look the other way when people do it. Like, I don't know, there's just certain things that like you can't catch everybody all the time. So like if you have a choice to put something in your body or not put something in your body, make healthy choices to not have to put something in your body. Like if you have like diabetes because of like health choices you've made, like my dad for a while had to take like blood pressure medication and diabetes medication and all these things, and then like his doctor was like, you could not take these things if you chose healthier habits or worked out more or whatever. And eventually he made those decisions to better his life and not have to take those pharmaceuticals. And I would just really, really like fully endorse the idea of like, if you have a choice to take a medication, make good choices to not have to take a medication. I don't think that people should just be like, I understand like people, we make drugs that change people's lives. Like if you need insulin, that's insane that we can go to the lab and make you some insulin and like figure it out to make your life better. But if you have a choice, why put your body through more than it needs? Like just, you need to make decisions so that like if you get a hangover every morning and it makes you take Advil every morning, then like maybe you shouldn't drink to like need Advil, like those sorts of things. Like it just made me realize like you don't want to put things in your body, because at the end of the day, every single job, even the president, bro, like every single job is just a person like you going to work, doing their job.
Right.
They're no more grand or like less than, like they're just a person. Sometimes they don't like their job. Sometimes they do a bad job. Like you can't catch everything, you know, like, yeah, it just made me feel some type of way. But now I back to research. So I like do research for tuberculosis. So like maybe not in the US, but like overseas, especially there's like a lot of tuberculosis strains that are antibiotic resistant. So we're trying to find new like metabolic pathways for drugs to get rid of the tuberculosis or like treat tuberculosis when our antibiotics right now don't work anymore. Like people abuse them to the point where they don't work anymore, you know?
Okay, I feel you. Can I ask two questions?
Yes.
Did your dad have the diabetes and it's gone now because of his healthy choices, or is it still like he's
No,
just
yeah,
fighting it
yeah.
day to day?
No, so like he has to get like checked up or whatever every 6 months or something like that. Like he was in the Navy, so like he has a VA thing where like they make you come get a checkup or whatever it is. I don't know if it's once a year or every 6 months, but yeah, every time he goes in, they monitor like his insulin levels and his sugar levels or whatever else. Like they tell him like in order for us, like because it's all insurance, right? They don't want to pay money. So like the worse you get off health wise, eventually you have to have like surgery or you have to have some sort of like medical intervention, like those sorts of things. So they do a lot of preventative medicine before it gets like crazy, you know? So like they were like, yeah, you've gone to the point where you're on a downward slope. And if you keep on this path, you're going to have to start these medications to like combat the issues, right? Like you're abusing your sugar levels to the point where you're depleted all your insulin. And so now you have like an imbalance basically, you know? So he told him, you have, the next time I see you, if you don't have an improvement, I'm gonna put you on this medication. Like you have blood pressure problems, your blood pressure is always through the roof. Like you have to take these medications if you don't improve in the next 6 months type thing, or maybe it was a year. And yeah, he came back and like, it was the same thing. And he was like, all right, here you go. I'm prescribing you the medication. Like, this is a choice that you're making basically. And he said he went on it for like 3 months or something like that. And like, there's all sorts of side effects. You have like vivid dreams. You just are like, there, I don't know, he would get like hypertension in his leg. Like you would like poke his leg and it would leave an indentation for like, even after you moved your finger, it would just be indented for a long time. So there's like water retention in his legs. Yeah, like gnarly stuff. And so it's like, he eventually was like, man, I'm taking all these medications. Like I have like all these pill boxes. I gotta like put my pills in at the first of the week so I can just like take them all at once type thing. And like sometimes he would forget to take them. You're supposed to take like 3 times a day, one of them. And You only take it like twice, and then you'll be like, oh man, you try to take two of them at the same time because you're trying to catch up and like stuff like that. So it's just like, man, you got to stop doing this. You're like abusing your body so that you can be forced to abuse your body more. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you just have to make healthy choices and like make a lifestyle change. You know what I mean? So he like definitely did all that. And he came back to the doctor. He was like, look, man, my weight is down, my blood pressure is down, like all my charts look good. Like I want off this medication. And like
Hell yeah.
they're like, awesome. We want to see you stay on the medication for 6 more months. And if you continue to improve, then we will take you off. Because like they look at it as like, I prescribed you all this medication and now you're doing awesome. Why would I suddenly take it away from you? But he was looking
Right.
at it as like, the only reason I'm doing awesome is because I'm striving to get off this medication. And yeah, eventually they took him off for good. He came back in 6 months. He was still doing good. And then they were like, all right, awesome. But just know if you abuse your body and get back to the point that you were, like you're gonna have to go back on the medication. Like just you shouldn't, you gotta take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, props to your pops. That's dope. Proud of him. What is what is it? What does tuberculosis do?
I'm not a biologist, so don't come for me. Like you're a biologist listening to this, like, oh, this chemist doesn't know anything. I'll school you in some chemistry. But as far as biology goes, like it binds with something in your body that like eventually like cancer, like it just starts to take over like certain cells. And if you lose too many of them, it's like really hard to combat. And so like antibiotics come in and they just like they attack those foreign substances in a way that doesn't work for antibiotic resistant strains. Like anything is like survival of the fittest, right? Like certain things develop over time to like combat issues that are like killing off your species. So as far as tuberculosis is concerned, like, hey man, there's a new predator out there called antibiotics. We got to figure out a way to get rid of those, or to fight those and not have to deal with it and like not let it kill us. And so people like us have to come back and be like, okay, we have to find another way to kill these things because they've become resistant to this pathway that we've already chosen. Like we've gone down it too many times, and now they know what attack to look for.
So, are you like a bunch of you in a lab, and you're all trying to work on like a different aspect of one medication, or are y'all doing like working on your own experiment to become that medication?
Yeah, so like we have a PI. A PI is like I think it's principal investigator. And so principal investigators are like fools with PhDs, and they're like, hey, they're like, hey, this isn't working anymore. And you know what I think would work? This. And then they hand that to somebody like me, and they say, here, make this and prove to me that it can be made. And let's say he has like 3 different ideas. So he has 3 people that he gives it to, like just a bunch of us. And we all have our own stations. We have our own equipment. We write our own schedule. Like nobody's clocking us in, clocking us out. Like we just get stuff done when we have time to get it done. So like let's say I take his proposal and I make it. And I'm like, yeah, this is 100% what you asked me to make. I analyzed it. Here's my proof. We can have a third party source also analyze it, and they will tell you it's exactly what I told you I made. And then it goes from the chemistry department, and they take it over to the biological department, and they inject it into rats that they've like given these tuberculosis like antibiotic resistant strains. So they infect the rats, and then they give them our drug product to see how it goes. And let's say it goes super well, then it goes to the clinical side. So the clinical department would do like human trials, which are like, everyone's very informed that this is a trial. Everyone knows that like this hasn't been FDA approved, like all that stuff. You sign a bunch of release forms, you probably get paid. Like there's just a lot of things that it has to go through. And then if it goes super awesome there, then it's going to move on to like an FDA lab, like how I used to be working at. They would get it validated, get it registered, and they would start making commercial product out of it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, not so bad. So like I
All
just go
right.
to work every day and make some BS that my PI tells me to make.
Okay, can I ask a question about that? You don't have to answer this if you don't want to.
Okay.
Um, Do you get a little chunk of that change if it goes through to the shelves because you came up with it?
So, if let's say like it worked really well, before it got picked up by an FDA lab, it would get written in a scholarly article and it would get peer reviewed. So that article gets bought by all these like databases that hold scholarly articles, like Google Scholar or like SciFinder or like just all these different programs that those are the only ways you can access the full text of a study or whatever, you know what I mean? Whatever trial was being ran. So
Okay.
that if it was to go and it went awesome and like we made a commercial product, like, or we made something that was viable for commercial production, my name would be on there as a co-author. And so you do get some sort of percentage from all of the databases that pay to have the access to the full text. So it'd be like you get like a little bit off of the people viewing it, like how many times people view it, and then like how many different databases ask for it. You know what I mean? Like depending on how peer reviewed it is. And like let's say it's super groundbreaking, like eventually you could get a Nobel Prize or something, you know what I mean? So that's
Hell
also
yeah.
a bunch of money. Yeah, yeah. Like it would just be a long process. I don't think it's very realistic to be like, hey man, one day I'm gonna have a bunch of fucking change, but like it'll probably be like pennies on the dollar, you know? It'll be
Okay.
fine. Yeah, because there's so many people involved and everybody gets a chunk of it.
All right. For the human trials. Now, when they first come in, they're like, we're done with the rat trials. Everything's cool. Now we got to get humans. Do they get people with tuberculosis, or do they just get people and find out what it does to the human body?
No, they put like have you ever seen like I don't know, but in school a lot, especially because like people just know your school email, you'll get like emails that are like if you have eczema, come to our study and see if you're eligible for this study. Like it'll just like be like if you have tuberculosis, come like
Okay.
come try this thing, you know what I mean? And then when they get there, they test them and be like, oh, actually, you have a regular tuberculosis strain. You're not viable for this study. And that's how they break it down. Honestly, if they were to do like a clinical human study for this particular problem, they would have to go overseas. I don't think it's very rampant here. I don't think they would get a lot of candidates. You know what I mean? It would be like if you did have tuberculosis and you're here, you probably don't have an antibiotic resistant strain. So
Oh.
the problem is like everyone here, everyone over there is not vaccinated back to vaccines. So like it's more common for people to get them, which means it's more common for people to be treated with antibiotics. Whereas here, it's like everyone has their vaccine, so it's not very common for somebody to get tuberculosis. And if you did get tuberculosis and we gave you antibiotics for it, it's not like you're gonna go home and like some people don't finish their antibiotics all the way. So like let's say they still have it a little bit, you know what I mean? But they can't give it to
Mm.
anybody else because everyone else is vaccinated. So like, but if you go to like Africa or something, it's like they don't have the means to take a pill every day, 3 times a day. You know what I mean? Like let alone
Right.
like, yeah. So like they have strains running rampant that they can't be treated with anything. They're like dying from it. Like it's a really serious epidemic. Like
Damn, you're out there fighting a good fight then. I didn't know nothing about tuberculosis. So most likely I've been vaccinated for it, and not even like
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Well,
And then like again, when I was coaching basketball for like a high school, they made me go get tested again, like to see that I had the vaccine. Not they wouldn't even like accept like a paper or something saying like, oh, I was vaccinated. Like they'd put a little like shot or something in your arm, and then they wait like an hour or maybe it's a day, I don't remember. But to see that like a bubble formed, like a little bump or whatever, I'm not even sure how all that works, but like just to see
damn,
like proof like that your body was vaccinated.
that's creepy. That makes me want this new vaccine less. If it lasts like that and it affects your shit, that's wild.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, yeah, I'm not a biologist. I don't want to like speculate about how things go, but from my limited understanding, I don't like the chemical standpoint. I don't like that it's not FDA approved. If it did get FDA approved, then you can call me an anti-vaxxer if I don't get it, but I'm gonna wait until the FDA approves it. And until then, anyone who's like, oh, anti-vaxxer, you don't know what you're talking about, I'll just be like, you've never worked in a lab. Like you just clearly by what you're saying, you've never worked in a hospital and you've never worked in a lab. That's what it tells me. You know what I mean?
Well said. Well said. I'm gonna fucking preach that shit now. I'm gonna say I know somebody works in a lab. I trust her shit. Okay. Netflix or Blockbuster?
Blockbuster's the shit, bro. Back in Santee, we'd mob over to Blockbuster and freaking pick out a movie or two or three or five, try to get some candy. Like, it's so fun. But nah, there's no Blockbuster anymore.
Yeah, there's like one left.
Lately, Netflix has been like really shitty. Like, I never find anything I want to watch on there, you know?
There's too many options. No, I feel that though, because I don't want to watch it.
Yeah, it's like all this like dramatized bullshit. I'm like, I need more like dessert making shows. I need more like legit funny stuff. Like, I don't want to see like Pretty Little Liars times like 1,000, like 13 Reasons Why. Like, I don't know. I want to see some like funny shit or some fucking cake or like a documentary. Like, I don't know, you know, like Tiger King or something. Like, there's nothing like that anymore.
Okay. Black or white?
I don't know, man. Pink.
Water or alcohol?
Water. You gotta drink lots of water, man. Did you guys
Safe or
call
raw?
it the hydration nation? What?
Oh,
Sorry.
fuck, what was it?
Jugging it or something?
Yeah, something jug. Damn, what was it?
I don't know.
I don't know. Johnny said it. Shout out Echo Home Johnny.
Yeah,
Jug
yeah.
life
Go
or some
watch
shit.
Monday Food, right? Or yeah.
Yeah. All right, dogs or cats?
Oh, I really like dogs. I could totally see myself getting a dog. I babysit a lot of people's dogs, but I lived with a cat once. My mom's allergic to cats, so we never had a cat growing up. But I lived with a cat once, like when I was out of college. I like just lived in this house with like some fools off Craigslist or whatever. And like one of my roommates had a cat, and like this cat would come kick it and like scratch at my door, and I'd let it in. And it was like a long-haired cat. His name was Mia, and like I was like, damn, bro, cats are cool, man. It would like sit on my chest and like apparently like I googled it later, but like apparently like if you kiss your cat will like get in a habit of like headbutting you because it's like trying to like kiss you back, or like it just like recognizes that like you kiss my forehead and it's a sign of affection, and so like it will come headbutt me, and it's like, oh, it wants me to like, kiss its forehead or whatever. Like, I don't know, it's just really cute. I was like, dang, bro, cats are something else. I actually like cats.
That is dope.
Yeah, you know.
My cat does that.
Really?
But I never kissed it.
Well, like
I don't have a cat, but I have like. They said what?
Maybe somebody else, like, you know?
Oh, probably.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm trying to show my son though. Like I'm like, I tell him put his head down because my cat. If I have my head down, the cat I used to have it. He will just come over and like rub its head and then its whole body on my forehead. And I'm like, dude, do it. But he don't. Like the other cat that I was living with don't do it, but he does. Anyway, that's just wild. But I never kissed him because I hate cats. Like I fucking get tingly. I like my cat.
Okay.
I was allergic, and I think living with them made me not allergic. I don't know what happened
You got like figured out by that? I don't know. That's cool.
though. I hope so. All right, meat or plants?
I like both. I'm definitely not a vegetarian or a vegan or anything like that. So yeah, I don't know, but I love broccoli. I was telling you, bro, I love broccoli.
Broccoli is not bad. I still have to try that cheese broccoli.
I literally ate cheese broccoli like 2 hours ago.
Yeah. Oh man, what the hell?
I made that shit on the reg.
That's my shit. Send me a recipe or something.
I literally just put the broccoli in the fucking microwave with the steamer, like a little steamer like plate thing, you know what I mean? And then pull it out and sprinkle some cheese on it, guy.
You did the five blend or whatever the hell it's called?
Yeah,
or just cheddar?
Like the Mexican cheese like blend, you know.
Oh fuck, I'm doing dinner. That for dinner. That's what's happening.
So good, dude. I have some more. I'll probably make some more for dinner.
All right. Do you have anything? I had a list of little shit because I was like, I don't know how to do this, so I made a little list of shit, and I'm out of shit. Is there anything you wanted to talk about or mention?
Nah, I don't know, man. Hey, man, I heard you went off your sobriety. No.
I know it. I'm right there right now. I'm fucking. Last night I drank. Oh no, I drank. Okay, so this is my third night of drinking in a row because I didn't finish my shit last night. I swear to God, but I swear I'm not. I didn't buy cigarettes. I bought 2 packs of Swishers. I promise you, starting tomorrow, I'm gonna give it 30 days.
Amen.
This window.
Progress is just setting attainable goals and then reaching them. So like just if you did 12 days and I did 15, set 30, like just set a goal, obtain it, like make it obtainable and then actually get there. And that's progress, bro.
Yes, ma'am. I like that.
You got
All
it.
right. I hope so. You need to come out sometime, or I need to get out there. We need to link up, have a beer together. But yeah, you look like you have fucking fun. That big
Uh,
ass like stripper, whatever the hell that club was, and there was people dancing on a stripper pole. That shit looked like a fucking blast.
like I don't know if anyone's listening and you're from San Diego. There's this place called El Perez, and like we went there, and it was like right about to be sunset, or like right as sun was setting. So like I watched this place transition, man. It was weird. Like we went up and we're on the rooftop and we're eating food, and it's totally normal. Like we walked through the building, and the building looked normal. Like I don't know. I was just I wasn't expecting anything. And then when we got done eating, it was dark at that time. And so like we went back downstairs to go out and that shit like transformed into a club, bro. There was like there's like not even like, oh, it's a strip club like girls that work here on the pole. Like it was like there are stripper poles available, or I don't know, I don't want to, that's kind of rude to be like stripper poles, but there were poles, athletic poles if anything, I don't know. There are poles available and people that are like partying, girls were just like up there, like, you know, like with their clothes on and shit, like just having a good time with their girls. I was just so confused because I was like, did we like enter a portal? Like when we came back down, like this is not the same place, but it gets popping, I guess. Like underneath El Perez, bro, if you're in San Diego, they got stripper
That's
poles.
fine. All right. Do you got anything you want to shout out or plug or give it? You say advice.
Advice, bro. Yeah, dude, like whatever you gotta do to not put extra stuff in your body, like go for that. Like you don't want to subject yourself to medical intervention if you don't have to. You really don't. That's just my personal opinion about it. Like people going to like get a nose job or like get a boob job and stuff like that. It's like, bro, like there are already so many things that could go wrong if you have to have surgery. Why would you voluntarily elect to have surgery? Like I'm a big proponent of like take care of yourself. You don't want somebody who's just going to work every day operating on your body like just for fun. Like, you know what I mean? Like you don't medically need this procedure. That's just not, you shouldn't do that. And like I feel the same way about medication. So
I'm glad you feel that way.
yeah. No, I don't know. What do you feel
You're
about
rare.
it?
You're a rarity. The exact same way. I fucking hate. Well, I have like it's just stupid like feeling about it, but I just don't like fake lips and shit. So, but I didn't think about like some people have to say like they have to get that shit or like breast reductions and shit like that. But
Yeah, I totally get it.
yeah, that's wild. Well, oh yeah, and also don't take medications if you don't freaking need them, or if you can do something about it, like your father did. That's dope. Without it, shit.
No, yeah,
All
you
right,
don't want to
well,
like abuse your body to the point where it's like, now I have to do this, I have to do that.
yeah, I gotta slow down my shits.
Like it's kind of almost in a way disrespectful to the people that like have to do this all the time. It's like you're over here like a fully capable body, and I would die to have a fully capable body, and you're just abusing it to the point that you're gonna end up like me. That's just like disrespectful in a way, I feel like, to their struggle, you know?
Well said. Well said.
Dude, so you're gonna go back on sobriety though? You swear?
Yeah, tomorrow. After I got 2 beers to drink, and then three cigars, and I'm gonna fucking. I ate my spam this morning, so I don't have that to look at, and I'm gonna start my
Spam's
carnivore diet
good,
tomorrow
dude.
with the fucking. It's delicious.
I don't like
But it's
bologna.
macaroni.
The spam though,
I hate
I like.
bologna.
Yeah, not too into.
Bologna can go fuck itself.
Ooh.
Sorry.
Definitely fuck
All right.
bologna though.
All right, Miss Jessica, you are the shit. Go check her out at original underscore weirdness on Instagram, and you can shout out your other one if you want. I just don't know if you want me to put it out there.
No, I mean it's cool. I have like 5 billion Instagrams. Like I do like I have like a photography videography thing. It's called like Case Free, which is like just Case freelance, and like basically I do photography or videography. Like I do people's like Zoom classes or like control their social media like content or whatever. Like so in addition to like
Ooh.
my normal ass fucking Instagram with just like basic girl stuff, like that's like Jessica SE7. Shout out 7. No, I'm just kidding. But like my personal Instagram that's like not personal, like it's not just like basic girl stuff. It's like original underscore weirdness. And like basically I just make like fun ass edits. I don't know. Like I got to this point where my phone like photo album was so full of all these edits. I was like, I don't really want to put this on my like my regular Instagram. Like my old professors follow me on there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just felt like the need to like separate it so that it was a little like, cause I put some wild shit on there, but I'm not trying to put like weird stuff on there. So
I feel it.
I just made this other one and I just do like weird abstract edits. Like, yeah. And if you come out, bro, we got to do a shoot. I'll definitely do like a little edit for you, man.
I am down. One of these days, I gotta get out there.
Yeah,
But
I didn't even know you moved, bro. I thought you were still out here. I was so confused when I started listening to the podcast. I was like, what? Frankfurt? First of all, I have homies who live in Germany in Frankfurt. So I was very confused. I was like, this fool lives in Germany, man?
Hell no. Shit.
Yeah, I was confused, but okay, yeah. I didn't know you moved, man. I had no idea.
Yeah, it's been a minute. I think 2012. No, the beginning of 2013 I moved out here. But yeah, I miss the shit out of California.
Yeah,
It's
I
the
remember
shit.
like you weren't that like graduation or whatever, but I didn't recognize that that was because you moved. Like, I don't know.
Oh, that's also because I didn't graduate high school. Fucking anyway.
I'm just
But
saying,
yeah,
bro, like you weren't around. Like people didn't graduate, but they were still around, like till the very
I'm
end.
sorry.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I miss y'all, man. You were the shit. I'm glad we got to talk. I'm glad to catch up with you and shit.
Yeah,
And I'm
dude.
proud of you. You fucking doing big things. You got an awesome job, and you got these fucking dope ass side gigs, and you got like your that's a creative fucking little endeavor. That's
Yeah,
dope.
dude. I definitely have like personal business goals. Like chemistry is cool and all, it pays the bills, but like I want a freaking like 10-year plan, bro. I want like a warehouse, bro. And I want to like fill that shit with like I have so much like music recording stuff, like an electric drum set, like freaking amps for days, like all this stuff. And then I have all this photography stuff, like videography stuff. Like I have programs on my computer for days, like Adobe Suite and shit. It's like, all right, if you want to do something and you don't have the equipment, come rent out the warehouse, $20 an hour or like a portion of it. And then, bro, I'll be like, dang, bro, I have all these friends who do music and stuff. Come have a show at the warehouse, bro. Like rent out the warehouse for a show. Like, oh man, I have definitely
Hell yeah.
personal business endeavors that would be like lit to get off the ground.
You're a bad motherfucker, Jessica.
But no, I don't know.
All right. Well, happy New Year. Happy Memorial Day.
You said
Yeah,
the
I'm
other
glad to
day
get
you're
this
like
shit over with.
the other day you were like, oh man, I had to go to a Labor Day party. I was like, does he mean Memorial Day party? What is he talking about?
I'm a little slow.
No,
But
you're good.
it was great to talk to you. Thank you for being my very first special guest. You're a powerful person, Miss Jessica. And also, okay, so I'm going to stop recording me. Well, thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. All right,
I enjoy it.
hand.
I really do enjoy listening to it. I go to the lab and like I'm super by myself and I have music in my ear 24/7. So it's nice as soon as my little thing notifies me that a new episode dropped, I can just like switch over and listen to somebody talk and like it's different than listening to music. It's real mindless, you know, like you're jamming, but like it's nicer to like hear you talk. It passes the time faster, you know what I mean? Like I want to know what you're gonna say next. Whereas like music, I know how the song ends.
Damn, that's intuitive. That's not the word. I'm not thinking of the right word, but that's fucking... I didn't think about that. Time does go faster with podcasts, and that's very sweet of you.
Definitely, yeah. And it's interesting.
Well,
I want to know like what's good in fucking Kentucky. What the hell? Or like I don't know. How you feeling? You know?
I got you. I promise I'm starting again tomorrow. We're going to do it
Yeah,
up.
dude. I mean, like you don't. I don't want it to be like a diet for you, where you're like, oh, I'm going on a diet tomorrow, and then like once your diet's over, you're just like,
Oh, shit.
just like make it a like a lifestyle choice. You know, like you
Hello?
shouldn't drink. You shouldn't drink alone. Hey.
Shit, my bad. I just got a phone call, and you just vanished, and I just heard ringing.
Oh no.
But you're back. Okay. I missed what you said. You said something about I don't want it to be a diet for you, and then you cut out.
Yeah. You don't want it to be like something that you're like, oh, I'm on a diet today, and then as soon as your diet's over, you're like, now I can eat whatever I want. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you want it to be like a lifestyle change. Like, you shouldn't drink alone. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you don't have a reason to drink, you shouldn't drink. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just like small changes. Like, it's just little decisions that they like benefit you in the long run.
I feel that very much. That is very good advice, actually.
You got it, bro.
All right. I love you. Thanks for coming in on this Off the Clock Thoughts episode on the holiday. Very special guest. You feel me?
I hope the music's playing right now. I love that fucking tune.
I hope so. Here's the thing. I'm gonna stop recording on my end because I have to talk to you about how to go about this.
Okay.
So, all right, I'm stopping my shit.
Okay. You can keep your shit whatever you want, but all right. So I just stopped my shit. Can you send me a picture of whatever you want? Because instead of like, you know, the picture that goes up on the thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a special one with your face or how.
Oh, you cut out. Somebody's calling you again.
My bad. I just lost you again. I got another phone call.
It's okay.
Okay. So yeah, send me something, whatever you want on
like a weird edit or what?
Whatever you want. Whatever you want up there that people see when they listen to that episode, that's what I'm gonna put somewhere like on the day on the job picture.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I'll look for like a weird edit. You want it to be me though? You're saying?
Yeah, I just want, and you don't even have to if you don't want to. It's just
no, I'm
because
done.
it's you like the first guest.
Yeah, that's lit. Hey.
I want you know what I'm saying. I want people to get a visual because I don't have video. I want them to know who I'm talking to. It's up to you. You don't have to.
No, I feel you. I'll look at the edits of me and see if I like any of them. If not, I'll send you something sick regardless.
Dope. Also, whenever you get the chance, I can edit the shit tonight, but it's whenever you get the chance, send me that audio and I will send it to you before I post it. So and let me know about whatever you want to take out or whatever.
No worries. I'm not worried about it.
All right.
I feel like I said normal stuff.
I think we did good.
Right, just regular. No, why?
Because I ain't never done. First of all, I'm not good at people like talking to people on the phone.
Yeah.
Secondly, I've never done a freaking like, hey, this is gonna be played for people.
Yeah, like, that's interesting. I wonder what people would think.
Yeah, like people are gonna listen to this shit. That's wild.
Yeah, that is wild. I think it's really like empowering though that you just like you just say what you think and like put it out there for people to listen to if they need to or want to. You know, that's cool.
You should definitely do this because you definitely have the voice for it. Like you sent me that audio thing on Instagram, and I was like, she's a bad motherfucker. I was like, I would listen to her. I would listen to you if you had one of these shits for real.
Just talking some bullshit. No, it'd be cool. Yeah. It'd definitely be something.
Hell yeah.
I don't know.
You have a good night. Thank you. I'm sorry for taking up so much of your